Adam Friedman, Rivals.com, national recruiting analyst and rankings director for Rivals, here with 2025 four-star linebacker Brett Clatterbaugh. Just announced his top 5. Brett, congratulations on getting to this next step in your recruitment. Why did you decide now was the time to really take that next step and get to down to your top 5?
For me, it was kind of, we all know the whole process. It's a long process. It's really diving deep into a select few of schools, getting real personal and get to know build an even better relationship with the coaching staff. Some of the players on the different teams, and really get ready for official visit season and stuff like that coming up, and around commitment time here shortly. In the next couple months, give or take. So that's kind of why it went around this time for me. So I felt like it was a good time. I've been sitting on it for a little bit, kind of had those schools narrowed down for a little bit, just really making sure, and I feel confident about those 5 schools, and really having a final push towards my commitment.
Gotcha. Well, let's get into it here. Let's start closest to home. Virginia Tech makes the top 5. Coach Pry and his staff over there are working hard to really make sure this Hokies roster, improves. What are you seeing out of the Virginia Tech program at this point?
I'm seeing great coaching, an uphill climb, considering where they've been in the past couple years to where they are now. Made a bowl game. Beat UVA in the state rival or whatever, that kind of thing. And for me, just seeing that progression and their push for me, and how they're really trying to recruit the area as hard as they can and bring all our state kids and local surrounding state kids into a solid program, close to home. So having them in there is very reasonable, and they're making a good push.
Okay, sounds good. I'm sure that they want to make sure they keep the hometown kid home. But let's talk about Clemson. They've done their fair share of work in the state of Virginia over the past few years, and in 2025 they got Gideon Davidson and Eston Ware from right up the road from you, basically. So when you think about Clemson and their need for linebackers, what comes to mind there?
I see a great program, a great developmental program, with good good morals and team camaraderie and stuff like that. And as we see now, they got 2 of the best linebackers in the whole country going to the draft. So that that developmental there, and their location, close enough to home, for me at least, and just their overall how they recruit and how they develop players, stood out to me, as well as, for all of them, is academics as well. So
Sure. Okay, cool. Let's talk about Penn State too. They've done really well in the state of Virginia over the years, and they've gotten a few linebackers out of the state of Virginia too. When you talk to that Penn State coaching staff, what really comes to mind there, even with a new defensive coordinator coming in?
LBU, it's produced some of the greatest linebackers to come out of collegiate football, and to play in collegiate football. It's right up the road. They do a great job, recruiting and game days and everything like that. Really make me feel like, I'm wanted and welcome there. The whole staff, I probably talk to the deepest of staff, if like the most personnel on that, in that room. I talk to on upwards of 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. So that makes me feel good about them and their high level program, with good coaching, and yeah.
It sounds like you've got some pretty strong relationships there, at least on the coaching staff. Let's talk about Notre Dame too. They got a linebacker out of Virginia in the 2024 class, and what do you think about the direction of that program under Marcus Freeman?
The direction of that program is nothing but up. They took some tough losses this year. But the way they've been recruiting and bringing kids in and coaching that program up, with Coach Freeman and Coach Golden, and, how Chad Bowden does all the recruiting over there. And, it's really on a, I'd say they're close to the top now, but it's nothing but going up. The history, the academics there, it's all you could want. So I feel strong about them too.
Okay, great. And then Georgia, I mean, arguably one of the best linebacker cores in the country. They were back-to-back national champs, didn't make the playoff this year, unfortunately for them. But when you talk to those coaches over there, what really stands out to you?
Their development and knowledge of football and the game. Coach Schumann has one of the best football minds I've talked to. The whole staff down there is their national championship program. So you go in there to get a good education, as well as you got to win a national championship. That's the expectation down there, and that competitiveness and top level competition is stands out a lot.
Great. Well, sounds good. So let's talk about the future here. Do you have any visits coming up, unofficial or even official visits, even though it's a little bit of a ways away?
I don't have anything in the books right now, but I plan on hitting a couple junior days and then getting official visits lined up for June.
For June. Okay, cool. Have you visited all 5 of these schools already, or just a few of them?
I have. I visited all 5. I've done in-depth visits with everybody except Penn State, but I'm hitting a junior there in January, most likely. Once that gets all set in stone. So that'll be a 2-day thing. So go up and meet with academic advisors and the whole behind the scenes staff and stuff like that. But after that, I've done 2-day kind of all around in-depth visits with all 5 of those schools.
Sounds good. So if there was a particular coach out there, maybe 2 coaches out there that you feel like you've got really, really strong relationship with, who would you say those are?
Coach Marv at Virginia Tech, and honestly, it'd probably be Kenny Sanders at Penn State.
Okay.
He got on me early and watched me play 8th grade ball up in Maryland, right around where he grew up, went to school. So, I've been talking to him for a while. I talked to Wes Goodwin quite a bit as well.
Okay, at Clemson, yep.
Down there at Clemson, yes, sir. Probably I talked to those 3 the most. I talked to Al Golden quite a bit, Coach Shu a little bit. But definitely Coach Marv and Coach Kenny up there.
Sounds good. Well, Brett, thanks so much for your time here. We're looking forward to seeing how those visits go at the end of this year, beginning of next year. All right. Congratulations on making a good point.
Thank you.